A Nintendo Direct was just announced for the Nintendo Switch 1, so I thought it'd be a ton of fun to just dive into some of my predictions, what I expect from the event, and what I hope gets announced. So I have a list of different games I want to predict, so let's go one by one and see what I came up with. The first one is a brand new Rhythm Heaven. This is one of those smaller, probably cheaper to produce titles that is also super high quality and tons of fun. I love the Rhythm Heaven series, so I'd love to see a new entry. Rhythm Heaven Fever on the Wii is genuinely one of my favorite games of all time, so having another game on the Switch would be incredible, and I hope it's not like Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, because that one was really good, but it relied a lot on old content, so a completely new Rhythm Heaven, I think, could definitely happen this Direct. My next prediction is, because Switch 2 is coming out, I think the Switch 1 is going to have a lot of remasters and easy games that are cheap to produce, don't take much development time. So I think Star Fox Zero has a very good chance of coming back for the Switch. I think it was a really underrated game on the Wii U that was held back by its controls a lot. So I think if they get rid of the gamepad and map everything to button controls, maybe change the gameplay slightly so that it doesn't rely on that second perspective on the gamepad as much, then they could make this an actually great game that I think could come back in a big way. My next prediction is Luigi's Mansion 1 HD. They have Luigi's Mansion 2 and 3 already on the Switch, so I think they probably want to finish out that trilogy, give us the first game. It could probably even use the same kind of polish that they put on Luigi's Mansion 2 because they have the 3DS remake, so they can just do the same thing they did with Dark Moon to spruce it up a bit and then put it out there. A great game that a lot of people have been wanting to see in HD, so that would be a nice easy one that everyone would love. And then the next game is a new Pushmo. Pushmo was a very popular eShop game on the 3DS and Wii U, and we haven't seen it on Switch yet, and now would be a perfect time to finally put it out when things are kind of quiet on the Nintendo Switch, to where a small eShop game could really get some attention. And then next, this one is maybe a bit too big of a release for Switch 1, but I put Nintendogs because I think the Nintendo Switch 2, especially in its first couple years, is going to really be focused on hardcore titles for hardcore gamers. Casual titles are probably not going to be their main focus these first 2 years because, number one, the Switch 2 is probably going to be sold out for a while, so casuals are probably not going to be able to find one unless they really search and hunt for it. So I think a Nintendogs could be a perfect way to serve that kind of more casual audience on the Switch 1 while things are still being transitioned over to Switch 2. And also Nintendogs is just super fun. It'd be cool to see in HD. Because it's incredible how good those dogs and cats look on the 3DS. So bumping that up to Switch level graphics, I bet it's going to be like the most realistic pet you've ever seen in a video game. Okay, next game is a new Mario Baseball. For those of you who don't know, Mario Super Sluggers on the Wii is the best Mario sports game ever created, and largely due to that single-player adventure mode. Unlike the one on Mario Tennis Aces and the original Mario Baseball on GameCube, the Wii one actually had a full open areas that you could walk around in and explore and do different side tasks, do little missions to recruit different characters. It was super involved and fun, so I want another Mario Baseball, and I really want it to have another really thorough, fun adventure mode like that. And I'd be super happy. That would be one of my favorite games of the entire year. Okay, my next pick is another one that might be a little too big in scope and reach to be a fit for Switch 1 over Switch 2, but maybe we could get a remaster of Tomodachi Life. So we got a remake of Miitopia on the Switch, so I think they could do the same thing with Tomodachi Life, and it would be a really huge release for the Switch 1 as things are being made for Switch 2 to kind of tide over Switch 1 owners who can't get a Switch 2 on launch day. Okay, my next pick, this one's a little out there, and I'm really excited to share it with you. So as I was writing this list, I was playing this little game you may have heard of called Bop It. And I was thinking, what if they made a Bop It video game for Nintendo Switch? Okay, hear me out. So my vision is Bop It Party for the Nintendo Switch. A game where you take the right Joy-Con and you pretty much just play Bop It with a group of friends. So like instead of bopping it, maybe you hit the IR sensor with your palm and kind of that Bop It motion. Then they could have like Click It, where you click the R button on the Joy-Con, and they could have like Spin It, where you spin the control stick or something. So I think there's a lot of clever things they could do with a Bop It game on Switch. Am I the only one who thinks that? Come on, that's genius. Okay, getting back to slightly more serious predictions. It is Mario's 40th anniversary, so I don't think a new Mario game is completely out of the question, or at least a new to Switch Mario game. So we got the All-Stars collection 5 years ago for the 35th anniversary. So why don't we finally complete that series of games by giving us Mario Galaxy 2 on the Switch. It doesn't have to be a full remake, as much as I would love that, but just get Mario Galaxy 2 on the Switch in some way, and I would go crazy for that. It may be my favorite Mario game ever created. Definitely has the best music by far of any Mario game. It's so good. I just want to go back and play it right now. Okay, next game. And now the rest of them are kind of less original. These are things that a lot of people are expecting. Number 1, Wind Waker HD. I would love to see this game. It's one of the most beautiful games ever created. One of the most fun. It has such a grand scope. I love sailing around in the water, discovering new islands and exploring. And if I had to choose between Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, I would choose Wind Waker over it in a heartbeat. Twilight Princess, I'm gonna be honest, probably the worst Zelda game I've ever played. I didn't even finish it. It was so boring. And the art style is so just gray and dull. It's not my favorite. But Wind Waker, on the other hand, top tier. One of the greats. Next one, another one everyone's been talking about, Kirby Planet Robobot HD. I think it's really likely. We had a Kirby's Epic Yarn remake on 3DS, I think, after the Switch released, I want to say. And so another Kirby remaster that'd be nice and easy to get out, help satisfy Switch 1 fans. It makes a lot of sense. And it's one of the best Kirby games ever created. I think Kirby Planet Robobot and Superstar Ultra are like pretty neck and neck for my favorite Kirby games. Well, besides Forgotten Land, because that's just on a whole nother level. And then, finally, Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remasters or ports. Just some way to play Metroid Prime 2 and 3 before Metroid Prime 4 comes out. I think that makes a lot of sense. And Nintendo did the same thing for Pikmin 1 and 2, going before Pikmin 4, so people could catch up on the series before the new game comes out. Makes a lot of sense. And then finally, not too crazy a prediction, but wouldn't it be something if Netflix came out on the Switch right before the Switch 2 came out? It's been so long, 8 long years, where we've been saying, okay, can we just have Netflix on our Switch? Can we watch TV shows on our Switch, please, Nintendo? And we never got it. I think we got Hulu and YouTube and maybe one other streaming service. But yeah, not much. So to finally get Netflix after all these years, I think would just be hilarious that they're finally doing it so late. But you know, better late than never, and it'd be cool to see. And there you have it. Those are all my predictions for this Nintendo Switch 1 Direct. That's tomorrow at 7 a.m. I'm super excited to see what they have for us, and I hope all of your Switch 1 dreams come true. And if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing if you liked the content. A lot of just laid-back discussion type videos like this coming in the future. Probably gonna have a reaction to the Nintendo Switch 2 on this channel when that happens. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff coming up, and I hope you have a great day. See you later.